Hi everyone, welcome to the next part of this page with all our very interesting clothing and accessories. I think I said clothing yesterday, but today we're going to be doing, I thought we might do these three items because they're a little bit smaller. I'm going to come in a bit closer though because they are small. So we have our sunglasses first. They are teeny, that's as close as I can get. Now, I'm not sure about the actual glass. Obviously Johanna has cross-hatched it for us to make it look quite dark. I'm wondering whether to just run over that with a brown. I might have a go, have a look first, see what you think. I don't know if it's going to work. Yeah, I think I'm going to use the burnt umber. I'm using Castle Arts again, like I did yesterday. So I'm just going to gently run over it. It sounds like I'm in some sort of car and I'm going to run it over. Just pop a bit of dark colour, because normally the lens is sort of browned on dark glasses. I'm not sure really whether that has made it better, worse, or whether I'm indifferent. I think I'm indifferent. We'll just leave that. Now the actual frames, now obviously you could go metallic, you could go bright. Now I'm thinking bright, so I'm thinking they look quite thick, so they might be a plastic, cool plastic frame. Now I quite like the idea of red, but we used some red yesterday in our dress, so should we go for something a bit different? Green. Let's do a green. I know it's a bit weird, but why not? I want something dark, and you'll see why once I get going. I've grabbed my hooker screen. I'm just going to sharpen it. It's such a teeny tiny item to colour. There we go. Right, nice pointy hooker screen. Pencil. And I want to make it look slightly shiny because I'm thinking if it's plastic, it might have a shine. Now the nose piece usually sticks outwards to accommodate the nose. So I'm thinking if we go a bit darker into these corners and then just leave a little bit of white in the middle, I'm going to try and layer it up a little bit more down there. It's quite tricky in that small space. So we've got a bit of a shine. And hopefully once we add some shine to some of the other parts, it'll make more sense. So I tend to keep it quite simple and just make it things dark on the corners and shinier in the middle. It makes me easier for me to sort of find where to put the shine, sort of in the centre there. We'll do the same here. And leave a bit. Maybe it will look a little bit too contrived, I'm not sure. But like that, so we've got shine all the way around. Nah, I'm going to leave it like that. We can always, I can always colour over. Ooh, I was being a bit heavy-handed, I guess. Can always colour over it a bit if I want to. After. Maybe the shine area is a bit too big on this side compared to that side. If it's a bit smaller. Now here I'm thinking be darker there. Like that, and then a little here. There we go. Now it's a little bit messy, hold on a minute. That's better. I'm just going to grab my black, like I did with the dress, to add just a couple of shadows. I want to add one here and here, and then the tiniest bit in there and there. I don't know if it makes a huge difference. Also around their lenses, because they'll be sitting down a bit lower than the frame normally. I just put a shadow around there. There. Not too bad. My first time of sort of properly colouring some sunglasses. We've got a woolly hat now. We've got a bit of a difference. We go from sunnies to woolies. Well, I suppose if you're skiing you might need both. Let's go for some pastels, sort of lovely light pink or something. Let's go for a rose pink on our bobble. Now with the bobble, we've already can see that Johanna started to draw some lines on it. What I'm going to do is actually colour this bit solid, not too hard, and down here, and then I'm going to use another colour to draw on the furry bits. Down here I might not do that, but I'm going to down here make it dark on the edge and lighter towards the middle, like that, just to try and emphasize that shape. But the bobble, yeah, it might be a bit darker around the edge than the middle. We could just do that a little bit, but what I need is a darker, slightly darker, very sharp pencil. I'm going to use my cherry pink. I'm just going to sharpen it. I'm going to have to be really careful that I don't break the tip off, but we'll see. Cherry pink. These are fairly sturdy pencils, but you just have to try not to be heavy-handed. So I'm just going to draw some lines on here. Now we've got quite a lot of pencil crumbs there, but if I sweep it away, it's quite hard to see, I think. And I'm going to draw some too on this bottom bit, because it is a sort of knitted, so I think if we do it in a sort of vertical stripe, it look more like that sort of ribbing knit, for those of you that knit. I'm using these terms loosely, not really knowing that well how to knit. A little bit. Now our main hat, I think I'll do this colour, so keeping with the fairly light but moving to a purpley colour. Now this bit, we've got a bit of a texture here from the knitted again, and I'm just going to go round and round this time, because this is a pom-pom, so it's got lines, it's a bit different. This is a more of a knitted woolly effect, I'm thinking. So just have fun going round, gently round and round, making a bit of a texture. Now, but we still want to emphasize it a little bit dark on the edges, so I'm just going to keep going with that round and round, but do a little bit more here and fade it towards the middle. Ooh. There we go. Get my pencil working. Try and fade it so we haven't got a definite line like that. Now I want to put in a little bit of a darker colour. I think this one might work. Is that the heather purple? Yeah. Just going to use the heather purple. I'm going to sharpen it. It's fairly sharp. I'm going to need a couple of turns. There we go. And I'm just going to use it on the edge. Just a little bit. Under our bobble, where there might be a bit of a shadow, and then across here there'd be a bit of a shadow from that sort of turned up bit. And then I'm just going to put some more lines to mimic Johanna's lines, to make it look even more textured. You might not want to do this bit, it might end up looking a bit too messy for your liking. But there's our bobble hat. It's quite fun. And we're going to do the little necklace. Now it's teeny tiny, very tricky. Now you might want to do that chain in a silver pen, something like that. I'm not sure I want to do that. I think I might just leave it in the black. And we've got these tiny dots and some sort of pendant, really small. What I'm going to do is do them really hard with just a hard colour. I'm just picking one at the minute while I'm nattering, and then put some shine in. I've decided I'm going to use this. It might be a little odd. There's some terracotta. I'm thinking quite a sort of deep ambery colour, maybe. And I'm just going to try and get it down, partly because it was nice and sharp. Get it down quite intensely, so just keep layering over. Now ideally, if I was trying to make these look like gemstones, I would use a darker colour on the outside and then fade towards the middle with a lighter one. I'm trying to make that a bit darker on the outside, but they're so small we can't do that. We just layer it on. Oh, is the train going by? Like that. I'm going to go back over and really try and get them intense. Don't push down really hard, just go over and over. Can you see how I'm going over and over? I'm not pushing down and denting the paper. Hopefully, if I run my finger over there, I can't feel any dents. You don't want to do that, just take your time a little bit. Now I want a really small pen. Yeah, so I've got an 05 jelly roll. The 05 is the nib size, it's really small. I'm going to just scribble it on some paper because it sometimes takes time to get going. And then we can use it to put a shine dot in, and you can see why I need a small pen. It's such a small space. This one's a bit bigger. I sort of put them on the outside. I probably should have thought about exactly where I was putting them. I don't know how easy it is to see that. You could use white on your hat as well to emphasize the fluffiness, but I haven't. Because we've got a white background, I thought if I take that fluff out to the edge, it might not really work. Now, should we do this bag as well? Should we do this? It's got a really fancy, fun shopping bag here. Where should we start? I'm going to start with a green that I don't use very often. This is Terra Verde. It's quite a dark, deep green. I'm going to use it for the handle. So with the handle, we want to start darker here near the bag, and I like to get lighter as we go up. Like that. This is quite a grey green. It's fabric, so it wouldn't have a shine. I don't want to leave any white, but it's quite nice making it lighter here as if the light is on the top. Now, we don't really need to add shape like we did to our dress and our hat, because this is a square bag. It's not rounded, probably, so we can just colour it in, really, which is what I'm going to do. Now this looks like a sort of tote shopping bag to me rather than a handbag, so I don't know whether that really makes a difference to how it should be coloured and with regards to what colour to use. I often think that shopping bags are a bit less stylish, shall we say. I've got some fun ones. I've got one with soldiers and Union Jacks on that a friend bought me. We're a bit patriotic. Me and my friend, we like royalty and things like that. And I've got one with cupcakes on that my mum bought me. Then I've got some with sunflowers on that my husband bought me. And all sorts, but not exactly a stylish bag that I would use if I was going somewhere smart. But when you're going into town, it's nice to have something bright and jolly, isn't it? Which actually isn't what I'm doing. This isn't particularly bright, is it? But I just thought I haven't used this colour much, so let's go for it. See what it looks like. Now I'm pondering what colour to do with this. Ooh, a package has just come through my letterbox. I'm just going to stop the video. Hold on a moment. Oh, it wasn't a package, it was a pizza advert making a crinkly noise, but a lovely letter from my friend Michelle. So I'm going to read that later. So that's even better than a package, a lovely letter. Sepia, I'm going to use. So I'm doing this brown and green. It might be a bit dull for your liking. You might think, no, let's do some orange and pink or some, I don't know, red and yellow. But as I say, I'm thinking of this as a sort of practical bag. And I think by the time we've done all the other items, and there'll be lots of different colours. So it will be a sort of bright and fun page. So it should be should be good, I think. As I say, I've been looking forward to doing this page. It's one that I spotted when I first sort of looked through the book and thought that'll make a good series. And then for some reason, I just haven't got around to doing it. So it's really nice to actually do it. And hopefully you guys can like it too. There we go, and our last one. Now, I think I'm going to keep this quite simple and not do anything else on it. I just realised I've got my finger that's down here holding the page down on top of the white gel pen that I did on the necklace. Luckily, it's dry. I know what we could do just to make this look a little bit different. Now, if you look at these zigzags, the green ones, in the very centre there is a little line, and I'm thinking maybe that's some stitching. And maybe that stitching is the only thing holding down this fabric. So maybe under here it slightly pulls up, so we might have a little bit of a shadow. So let's take a pencil and just put some shadow either side to make it look as if that fabric is slightly loose. I don't know if that makes sense. So I'm going to use the burnt umber, and I'm going to just put some shadow under here. And you can have a look and see whether you like it or not, whether you think it's quite working or whether you think it wasn't a good idea. It's all a bit of an experiment when it comes to I haven't coloured things like this before. So just playing around really, having fun. Okay, I'm going to do at the top as well because it would be loose there too, if that makes sense. It's Monday today. I'm recording and doing decided to do a batch of recording today, which is fun. It's nice because I leave pages that I'm looking forward to record, and then I really want to do it, but I didn't get much chance. I didn't do any yesterday, I don't think. I think that's it for that bit. Now you could go over that stitching actually. Let's do that. What sort of colour would stand out? A pen would stand out. I don't have one. Like a yellow pen. I think a yellow stitching. Bear with me. Yellow Posca. You'd have to use a gel pen or a paint pen because anything else wouldn't sit on top of the pencil. Oh, this is so messy, the end of this pen there, it's all covered in paint. Hopefully it'll behave. Yeah. So I'm just going to try and go over Johanna's black lines. I'm wondering whether actually to do a joined up line because I think it will show up more. Although the stitching is cute, it doesn't show up well enough with my pen. There we go. I don't even know if you can really see that. I can see it's there. Okay, let's come out a little bit so you can see all of the elements. So we've got our sunnies, our hat, our necklace, and our bag. So we've done quite a few items today, but we will leave that for now. The idea is just to do a little easy morning video. I think some of my videos got a little bit long for my, for how I feel comfortable with. I've sort of like to do them a little bit shorter just for me so that I do little bursts. It just suits me better. So some people say, oh, we like longer videos, and that's great, but for me, for what feels right for me, I like to keep them a little bit shorter. So that's what I'm going to do with this series. I will just do a little bit. But thank you for watching. Tomorrow we shall move on to the next piece. I'm not sure what yet. There's a lot of lovely little things. But thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day and happy colouring.